Right, I think I figured this out. So today I'm going to be building a computer. Now, I did mention this in a previous video. This is going to be an upgrade to my old computer, which was a Ryzen Gen 1. It's for making these videos, basically all the fishing videos, and a bit of gaming as well on top of that. So we won't be needing this because we're not going to be fishing. Okay, so what have we got? Now, I've showed this in a little bit in the previous video, which a lot of you probably haven't seen. So starting off, we bought the Rog Strix B550-f gaming motherboard. Now, I went with this one. It's a little bit pricier than some of them, but I was trying to find one that had a good sound chip. From what I was reading, this one seemed to have not a bad sound chip in it. So went with this, and overall it does seem to be a very good motherboard for the processor that I bought. The processor is a Ryzen 5 5600X. I finally managed to get hold of one. Now, originally we were going to build this a lot earlier on, but I just couldn't get hold of one of these. They basically launched them in, well, I don't know when it was, September, end of summer, something like that. I can't remember. But they launched them last year, and they sold out, and they haven't been back in stock. There's been such a rush on computer components at the moment, and the ones that you can get hold of, they're literally doubling the price. So, you know, people are buying them up, scalpers, and they're doubling the price, and there's no way I was going to pay that sort of money for them. So anyway, I waited and finally got this for around about 200 odd, so got a good price on it. So I managed to pick one up finally. It's obviously 3 months later from when I wanted to get one, but we finally got one. And yeah, this will do the trick. My old computer has a Ryzen 1 first gen, so this will be a nice little upgrade. I believe this one's going to be around about, should be about a 40% IPC gain, we hope. We hope. No guarantees, of course. But no, it'll be a lot better. Now, the reason I'm upgrading is not because my other computer's no good or anything like that. It works perfectly fine, it still renders good, but it is getting old and it's done a lot of work. So I want to get upgraded now before things start going wrong, that kind of thing. I don't want to wait till that moment, especially when you can't buy the parts. Fortunately, I bought all the motherboard, power unit, drives, everything else I bought, apart from this, before everybody, like, they sold out of everything. So I knew that when they launched these, all the motherboards, all this sort of stuff was going to fly off the shelves, and sure enough it did. Trouble was I couldn't get hold of one of those, but that's fine because I still didn't pay a lot for, well, as much as what they are now. These motherboards are a lot more expensive than they were, and same with some of the other parts, not all of them, but a few other bits. So anyway, get sidetracked. Ryzen 5. And we're going to be using it with a 650 watt Seasonic 80 plus gold. Now this is a wired one, it's not modular because it was reduced at the time when I bought it, and there was the modular one, but the modular one was a lot more expensive for the same sort of thing, apart from removing the cables. So I don't mind, I'll tuck the cables out of the way, and yeah, it was a good one. It's got a 7-year warranty on that, and I do like to go with a better power unit, because cheap power units can do damage. And years ago I bought a case with a power unit and it fried all the RGB inside, and it fried half my computer. And luckily the computer that was put in there wasn't a brand new build, it was like moved from another one to that case. So ever since then I've always gone for at least bronze, but gold if I can. It's all down to sort of, in the end, price and what computer it's going in. But with this computer I wanted to go with quite a good one, so we've got Seasonic. Now, going in hard drive wise, we've got NVMe M.2 drive. This is 500 gigabyte Western Digital. That'll be going in, and on top of that we got a SSD 1 terabyte storage. On top of that I do have Kingston and Crucial, I think it is, in the other computer, some other drives. I've got 4 or 5 drives in there, so I can always, well, I probably will move a couple of those drives out, because obviously they've got some of the stuff I'm working on. RAM, we've gone with Corsair Vengeance LPX 3200 megahertz, 16 gigabytes. Now, I should have probably got 3600, but I didn't. I got 3200 at the time, but I can always upgrade to that later on. And talking of upgrading, the same will be said for the graphics card. This graphics card is actually in the other computer. It's a Radeon 5700 or RX 5700 power color one. This one is what's already in there, works perfectly fine, works really well. And I've also got a 480, a 285, a 6850 or something like that, and a 7750, something like that. Anyway, I've got other cards that we can use, but I'm going to use this one because obviously it's better for any kind of gaming, that sort of thing. And the other ones are just kind of backups, because again, these, I didn't buy a new one because obviously the prices are so high at the moment. They're literally double the price in a lot of places for these cards, if you can get hold of them. I mean, trying to find one, you can't even find some of the old stuff, and you've got scalpers buying everything up and doubling the prices. So I'll wait, I'm in no rush. We'll use this for now. We can always upgrade later on in the year. It's not vitally important, like I say, because I do have cards. These are just some fans for the case. They're RGB fans. They've got a controller. I actually just wanted some fans. I bought these, came as a pack of 3, and they came with a remote and a controller and all the rest. So I thought, well, just about grab that. And, you know, I mean, these were like, this is aero cool. They're only like about 12-15 pounds for this. So we'll see how we get on with them. But like I said, just fans. What I really like to go for is quietness on fans. I like computers to be quiet. I don't like a roaring jet engine when I'm on the computer doing work or gaming. So we'll see how we get on with those. The case actually does come with one fan. Now this is the Thermaltake Versa T35TG. It's RGB, so it's got RGB lights in it somewhere. I don't exactly know where because I haven't looked, but it's got it's got one case fan at the back. It's got tempered glass panel on the side, tempered glass on the front. So when you put your RGB in, you can see it all and set it all up. Top of the case, which was one of the important things for me, because when I'm doing the cameras, it's such a pain to have to go to the back of the computer every time for the wires. Normally I leave a wire over the top with the USB. But we've got a well, we've got the power unit, we've got the reset button, we've got USB 3.0, we've got USB 2.0, another USB 2.0, headphones, mic, and RGB switch, which basically changes from flashing to solid lights, that sort of thing. Same idea as what's in here with this. And that is it at the moment. So let's get on and let's start putting this thing together. Right, okay, let's take a look at the motherboard. So, what have we got? We have got a user guide. That'll be useful. What is this? Probably some, just tells you all the sockets, that kind of thing, how to put in the graphics card, and just the details of the motherboard. We have a nice set of stickers, which we can put all over the computer if you want, or not. So, a card of stickers, and then we have the motherboard. Take all this out, look what we've got. Right, get rid of that. So there we go, there's the motherboard. Taken it out. So you've got all your connections on the back. You've got about 4 USB 3.0s, you've got a Type C, you've got HDMI, you've got all your sound sockets and mic sockets, and some USB 2.0s. So, and of course, we have heat sinks on all the MOSFETs, that kind of thing. Hopefully it'll stay nice and cool for any kind of overclocking. I won't be doing any overclocking at the moment because I like to run it as it is, make sure everything's running beautifully first, give it some time, and then maybe in the future I'll overclock it if need be, but I doubt I'll need to do it at the moment. I'll move that to one side. Now the processor. Now this processor comes with a fan, because I think it's above the, I think once you get to the Ryzen 7s, I don't believe they do. We'll be using the stock fan for now. I may upgrade it later. If I overclock, then I will upgrade the fan, but for now we'll just use the stock cooler. Like I said, I'm going to run it all at default. There is your chip, complete with sticker. And the fan. Now, does the fan come with thermal paste on it, or do I have to add thermal paste? Let's have a look. Yeah, it comes with thermal paste already on. Yep, so you've got thermal paste already on this fan. I do have a tube of thermal paste, but it should be perfectly fine with what they give you. So when you take it out of the box, avoid sticking your fingers all over it, otherwise you'll have to repaste it. Okay. Right, first things first, let's put the chip into the motherboard. Now let me see, they used to have a little triangle. I suppose it's that little mark down there is the little gold mark, I'm assuming. We'll find out. So pull the arm out. So it definitely goes in that way. Right, so it is that little tiny gold dot there, which lines up with there. It's not very clear to see on this board. Usually they're much clearer than that. So what I do is, you can just leave it like that. I like to just put my finger on it like that, and that should be it in there. There you go. Just get rid of any fatty oil or anything that come off my finger. You can do it with an alcohol wipe if you want to clean it. Yep, it has to go either that way or that way, which means the name is sort of, well, we'll follow the board names, which is the same. Not that it makes much difference. There we go, that's so obviously you screw these down, they will only go so far, they stop at a certain point. So you can't push it too far, because I noticed it was getting very close to one of the diodes down here, and I thought, what happens if it hits that? But obviously it does not. Okay, so CPU is installed. Check those bits to the side. This, I believe, goes into this one here. CPU fan, CPU option. Okay. Yeah, that's right, it's just a bit tight. There. Now there should be a little screw somewhere. Now, dual channel memory, so that'll be B2A2. This is the Vengeance Strix. There we go. That's one. And okay. What have we got here? We've got some spare plates for the back, packet screws, packet zip ties as well, so more extra zip ties, screws, speaker head, speaker wire, or speaker, we won't need that, and yeah, good, fan screws and all sorts, so, because these on. Now, we've got to make sure we put the standoffs in the right place. If we don't have, we've already got some here actually, so it might be okay. Yep, there we go. Extra standoffs. And there. Standoffs are in. Now motherboard. Assuming the power unit. Yeah, power unit. Just check something. Power unit I'm getting from the other side, that's fine. Okay. There. That's correct. Perfect. Perfect. So these are the fans. They look like some decent fans as well. Thought they'd be cheap and nasty, but they're actually pretty damn good. Okay, so that expels, so we need to pull in, so that way. Okay, I wonder if I can get them in through without having to dismantle. I can. Very good. Right, let me just space those a bit because I don't want them touching for vibration reasons. Like that. That'll do. Next one in. Might get one of the other ones actually and pop that in as well. We shall see. Let me see how they've got this set up. So, So there you go. It's not always about the fishing, although hopefully this will be able to speed things up and maybe even get more videos out, because like I say, when you're fishing a lot during the summer and that, trying to do the videos at the same time can be tricky. Anyway, the weather now has broken. It was freezing cold, so we can get back to the boat. There's just one small problem. It's pouring with rain again.